Now, here's a perfect example of the reason why gatekeeping should have been happening a long time ago. Because what we're seeing now, going on with the Tolkien Society in their seminar, Tolkien and Diversity. It's a perfect example. Because I personally think within like fandom and not even that, just enjoying something, gatekeeping should have been happening. Just to keep out the riffraff. The people just trying to use it to push their nonsense. Because you just keep getting these people trying to they have to push their agenda into everything. Because they don't have a life. They hate everybody and they're miserable. So that's why they worry about shit that doesn't matter. They worry about shit that, see if you left it alone. Diversity happens naturally. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to lead the charge on diversity. It happens naturally over time. When you force it, it's not real. It's not believable. And you've got so many people now looking at everything as a platform, a way to push their divisive, poisonous shit. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what all this stuff is going on nowadays. It's complete poison. I mean, if you take Marvel for instance, remember the Jack Schaefer that worked on WandaVision. She didn't know how to read a comic. She didn't know anything about the comics, but yet she was hired to do this show. It's like, we're not asking you to know everything about comics, but you think if you're going to be working on something, get to know a little something. And it's not even that, it's just like they see if you listen closely to what these actors and directors and writers say. They always say, oh, well, it's a great platform to have. They all say the word platform, meaning it's a way for me to push my bullshit. And they've just gotten it. The only reason a lot of people get into these Marvel projects and whatever is because they're a woman, or because they're this, because they're that. It's like, oh, what? That's a resume, is it? That'll get you the job, will it? You don't have to prove yourself or nothing. So all the time they just keep piling on with this drivel that nobody wants, which eventually it's gonna fuck them over in the long run. They just don't see it. They do not see it because they're that delusional. Because they think all this stuff is gonna last, but it isn't. Eventually the pendulum's gonna swing, and it will go back to normal. And certain people, they'll be out of jobs. And well deserved, I might add. But let's get into some of this Tolkien seminar about diversity from the Tolkien Society. While interest in the topic of diversity has steadily grown within Tolkien research, it is now receiving more critical attention than ever before. Spurred by recent interpretation of Tolkien's creations and the cast list of the upcoming Amazon show, it is crucial we discuss the theme of diversity in relation to Tolkien. No, it isn't. It's not crucial. Minimal. Nothing. There's not even any need for a discussion about it. How do adaptations of Tolkien's works from film and art to music open a discourse on diversity within Tolkien's works and his place within modern society? Beyond his secondary world, diversity further encompasses Tolkien's readership and how his texts exist within the primary world. Who is reading Tolkien? How is he understood around the globe? How may these new readings enrich current perspectives on Tolkien? Representation is now more important than ever. No, it isn't. And Tolkien's efforts to represent or ignore particular characteristics require further examination. Oh, what, by you people? By you people with probably no qualifications whatsoever. Additionally, how a character's identity shapes and influences its place within Tolkien's secondary world still requires greater attention. This seminar aims to explore the many possibilities of diversity within Tolkien's works, his adaptations and his readership. Papers may consider, but are not limited to, representation in Tolkien's works, all the dumb words no one gives a fuck about, Tolkien's approach to colonialism and post-colonialism, adaptations of Tolkien's works, diversity and representation in Tolkien academia and readership, identity within Tolkien's works, alterity in Tolkien's works. Go and look that word up. I don't know what it means. I've heard someone say it. It's probably some dumb word, I expect. And if you just look at some of the papers they've got here, Gondor in Transition, a brief introduction to transgender realities in The Lord of the Rings. I don't think there was transgender realities in Lord of the... What's that? What? The problem of pain, portraying physical disability. Fucking hell. It's amazing that this is what people worry about. Portraying physical disability. What? The Invisible Other. Tolkien's dwarf women and the feminine lack. The problematic perimeters of Elrond Half-Elven and Ronald English Catholic. Pardoning Saruman, the queer in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Queer atheists, agnostics and animists. Something mighty queer, destabilizing cis, hetero, amateur normativity in the works of Tolkien. Translation as a means of representation and diversity in Tolkien scholarship and fandom. Yeah, because that's what these people are in the fandom. Like I said, these people, if this is what they're talking about, they don't give a shit about it. They don't care about it. They just see it as a means to push their shit. And if we jump over into Bounding in the Comics, the Society of Tolkien launches counter-programming in response to the Tolkien Society's Tolkien and Diversity seminar. So, at least some people have got brains, haven't they? The Society of Tolkien explains the purpose of their seminar. When Tolkien created Middle-earth, he filled it with characters, themes and dangers that leapt from the pages to intrigue, excite and give hope to his readers. In these sessions, we'll explore these concepts to celebrate all that makes his works stand the test of time and what we should take from them today. Not only do they provide a list of recommended topics, but they also include topics that will not be discussed during the seminar. They include concepts not included in Tolkien's writing, the Black Speech of Mordor, and general foolishness, which is what the Tolkien Society is. Foolishness. Discussing concepts that weren't in Tolkien's writing, because they can't handle the fact that all their talking points ain't in it. But they want to try and go, oh, well, maybe, just maybe. No. Tolkien wrote what he wrote, he meant what he meant. Everybody knows that. If something was there, it was meant to be there. If something wasn't there, it wasn't meant to be there. It's pretty simple stuff. But yeah, bunch of blue-haired, green-haired weirdos. That's who these people are. I can almost certainly guarantee it. But yeah, this is the reason why gatekeeping is a good idea. Just for people that try and use things as a way of pushing their agenda, because they can't do it on their own. They need to use something to push it through. That's the only way they can do it, because they know that their ideology can't punch its way out of a paper bag. Because the majority of people just think they're a bunch of weirdos, and that's exactly what they are. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.